What's up, world? Welcome to K3 TV. It's me, Oz, back again with another review for you guys today. Very excited because today, the day has finally arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 years of waiting, HBO's Game of Thrones has finally came back for season 8. And boy, did it not disappoint. I tell you, there are so many things that happen in this show within, I don't know how they're able to fit everything into, I think the episode is 54 minutes today. And I'm extremely excited. Today was 54 minutes. I did some research. I believe next week's episode and week 3's episode is going to be around the same length as well. Episode 4, 5, and 6, however, is going to be 80 minutes each. So that's almost an hour and a half, about an hour 20 minutes. So we're basically looking at 4 movies to close out the series, and I'm extremely excited. So lots to catch up on. So many things happen in the season premiere today. You know, let's start off from the very beginning. If you guys Actually, if you guys can remember, and it's going to be hard to remember because season 1 happened about 8 years. Wait, 8 years? 8 or 9? Let's just say 8 or 9 years. Season 1 happened about 8 or 9 years ago, guys. And myself, I actually got a chance to recap before the season premiere today. I got a chance to go back and watch season 1. And if you guys actually haven't had a chance to do that, if you guys haven't had a chance to do that, I highly suggest you go and do that. Knowing everything that I know so far in the last 8 years, me myself, I never got a chance to read the book. So when I initially watched season 1, a lot of the verbiage that they used, even though I had subtitles on, I didn't really understand what they were talking about. I had a chance last week to go back and recap, and there's lots of little tidbits that you pick up along the way. You know, you get to see how Ned Stark is or was when he started talking about the Targaryens. And if you guys know anything about the big secret about the real parents of Jon Snow, or who the real parents of Jon Snow, how do you say this? You get to finally find out who the real parents of Jon Snow excuse me, English is not good right now, but anyways, yes, so you know, last year, I believe, was it season 7? I believe it was season 7. We finally learned who Jon's parents were. And you know, if you guys, this is spoiler alert for sure, his mom is actually Lyanna Stark and his dad is Rhaegar Targaryen, making him half Stark, half Targaryen, which actually his real name is Aegon Targaryen. And in the season premiere today, Jon finally learns who his real parents are. I think we've known for about a year now, but Sam finally told Jon who his real parents are, and his reaction was actually pretty surprising. He was more upset because Sam was telling him that Ned Stark wasn't his father, and we all know how Jon feels about Ned. You know, Ned was extremely, even though I guess in essence Ned was really his uncle, he always treated him like his own son, you know. And actually in season 1, if you guys watch the first episode in season 1, when Jon asked Ned, hey, are you gonna tell me who my parents finally are you gonna finally tell me who my parents are? Ned tells him, when I come back, I promise you I'll tell you who your parents are. You may not have the Stark name, but you have my blood. So he didn't necessarily say that he's his dad. You know, he was kind of dropping a hint at the time that yeah, I'm actually your uncle. And so Sam finally tells Jon, you know, who his parents were. And I don't know if Jon realizes this, but he's been actually having sex with his cousin, which is Dany Targaryen. Man, so many things happen. I kind of don't know where to start. I'm jumping all over the place. What else did we learn in the season premiere? Oh, so Cersei sends a hit on her two brothers, Jaime and Tyrion, and she hires Bronn to do it. So we'll see what Bronn chooses to do, because as we've seen so far, Bronn has always been extremely loyal to Jaime, but he's even more loyal to money. So we'll see what happens with that. It is very apparent in let's go back. Kevin can edit this. Let's go back and talk about the very beginning of the season premiere. If you guys watch episode 1, season 1, you'll realize that tonight's episode was actually the first 2 minutes of the episode was exactly like episode 1 of the season premiere, except it takes place like 10 years later. So everyone is a lot older now. We get to see a lot of reunions in this episode. Arya has a couple reunions. She finally gets to see the Hound again. She gets to see Gentry, I believe his name was. And then she also reunites with Jon. That was actually a special scene, because we all know how much Jon loved Arya. And she actually still had the sword that he gave her initially before he went off to the wall, Needle. He asked her, did you get a chance to use the sword? And she said, 1 or 2 times. And I think he understands at this point, if any of the Stark children are still alive, you're not still here because you smiled your way. I mean, you're nice to everyone. You had to do some ruthless stuff to still be alive on the show today. We also got to see Arya reunite with, actually I mentioned those 3 people already. We actually also get to see Jon Snow reunite with Sansa Stark. That was a pretty cool scene. We know right away that Sansa, actually the whole North, they do not like Dany Targaryen. They do not trust her. And there was a scene, that Sansa shared with Jon where she asked him, did you bend the knee because you wanted to protect the people, or did you bend the knee because you love her? And we all know that it's the latter. The season premiere actually set us up for what's to come for the rest of the year. We are anticipating this huge war between the Night Walkers and the humans. Jon has been able to compile the greatest army, or the greatest human armies in the world. You got the Dothraki, you got the Targaryens, you got the Lannisters, you got the people of Winterfell. Everyone, he's gotten them together, and they're about to throw down with these White Walkers. But they don't trust each other, though. It's very apparent that the humans, they don't trust each other, and they have great reason not to. I mean, we're talking about trusting Cersei Lannister here. We're talking about trusting Dany Targaryen, who no one knows about, and she brings 2 big ass dragons into town. So how are you gonna trust someone like that, right? I'm extremely excited to see what's going to happen for the rest of the year. A couple predictions from me. I believe that Sansa is I apologize. I believe Sansa is absolutely right when she says that you cannot trust Cersei Lannister. She even tells Tyrion in the episode, I once thought you're the most cleverest man in the world. Now I'm not sure what you are, because he's choosing to trust his sister. And we all know what happens when you try to trust Cersei Lannister. One prediction from me, of course, we don't know what's going to happen. Actually, has he released the book? I don't know if the books came out yet. Like I said, I never initially read the books before I started watching this show, but I did start initially in the very first season. Absolutely hooked. But one prediction that I definitely do have is Cersei Lannister is gonna fucking back. Oops, I apologize. It's supposed to be family friendly. Cersei Lannister is definitely going to backstab someone. I anticipate that she is going to try to talk to the Night King himself and see if, you know, they could work out some type of deal where, you know, you could rule this side of the world and not just, you know, take over King's Landing. And, you know, we'll call it even at that point. She's gonna work out some type of deal, I believe, or try to. But I don't even think the Night King knows how to speak English. So we'll see what happens on that front. Many exciting things to come. I cannot wait for week 2. I believe this year we're only going to get 6 episodes. So I believe the series is going to end at the end of May, guys. And if you've been in it, you know, since the beginning like me, from the day one, you've been watching this show for about 8 to 9 years. So very sad to see that, you know, it's finally going to come to a close, but also extremely happy because, you know, we don't have to wait, you know, 8 months out of the year for the next new episode after the series ends this year. So if you guys saw the episode, I would love to get your thoughts on, you know, everything that occurred. I want to know what your predictions are for this series. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe below. You know, I expect to be doing many of these for the next few weeks, and I hope you guys join me. Thanks for inviting me into your homes. Until next time, take care, guys.
And if you enjoy our videos, please support us on patreon.com so we can make an X-Men edition of Prison Time. Thank you.